Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion. So today we have moved on to the third region of Dunland, which is Prendgwyd, which is where the capital city of Galtrev is located. That pretty much takes up the majority of the region. There's just a couple of other bits and places that we can go to as part of this region. But this is like the Dunlanding capital city. All the clans are scattered around, but this is kind of like their common ground, where they come and do their like trading and meetups and stuff. Yeah, we're going to end up meeting quite a few of the clans as we go through. We've currently only met two though. One of them was kind of like the remains of one clan. But we're going to start bumping into a few other bits and people as we go around. So if you remember from our previous questing then, we had one vector quest to take us from Trumdreng to Galtrev, and we had one from the end of the Bone Vows to take us to Galtrev. Both of those will vector us to the guy who is in the distance, just stood over there being the gatekeeper at the door. I think you can actually go in any of the entrances to Galtrev. There's a couple of ways in. And then we also have our book quest, which also sends us to Galtrev. So, you know, we had to help the people of whichever region we went first, and then when we're ready, move on to Galtrev. You don't have to do any landscape quest. You can literally just do the epic and just fly through and just talk to each NPC in turn. But I think there's actually going to be a couple of chapters which do actually take place in Galtrev before we end up needing to leave to carry on the epic quest. So we'll be able to advance that a little bit today. So we can speak to Halbrad first. He's just outside the town, kind of like scouting up the road, looking at that suspicious chap up ahead.
The passage through Trumdreng went well. Good.
So the passage through Trumdreng went smoothly. Good. It is the same for the group that braved the Bone Vows. Now we must see what awaits us here in Prendgwyd.
I want to know if Saruman's promises have already taken hold here.
We need information, Pendulous. Galtrev is a place of no little significance in Dunland, and I want to know if Saruman's promises have already taken hold here. Start in the lower reaches of the village and see if anyone will speak to you of the situation here in Prendgwyd. So we have to find someone in Galtrev that will talk to us. We can casually just wander up. Probably not much point mounting up because we're literally just going slightly ahead. Is that a player just rid off? Yeah. So Ruthless Tom, the White Hand Guard. So we can do our vector quest to speak to him, but then we actually have something to pick up and start. What do you want here, stranger? Why should the White Hand grant you admittance? I'm not sure I like the way you're looking at me, elf. And pretty much the same text again for the other one, so... A traveller wishes to gain access to Galtrev? Tell me, why should the White Hand wave you through into Saruman's most productive new village? Galtrev is home to many wonders and conveniences that cannot be found anywhere else in Dunland, but only labourers and workers and close allies of Saruman may come here now. If you enter, you are to find work immediately. Travellers will find no easy accommodations here. Report instead to each of the overseers in town. The supply lines are blocked, our shipment is late, and I will not answer for the failures of my inferiors. So, charming, we're going to turn up. I mean, you'd think, because this chap, if you haven't realised, he's actually a half orc. So, half man, half orc. So, you know, you'd think he'd realise, oh, this chap that's just come in the entrance is an elf. We don't like elves. Probably, have all the races, probably like them the least. So yeah, we need to speak to the three overseers. So they're all going to be on the road up to the top of the town. A recruit for the labour force? I don't like the looks of you, but we'll take what allies we can. The White Hand does not discriminate. Yeah, it totally fucking does. This is my work area, staffed by incompetent mongrels, as you can see. If you want to work for me, I'll have you know I'm completely blocked by the second overseer. His supply line has been held up all day, and I can't make any progress without him. Go find out what's happening with that shipment, and be quickly about it. So head up to town. Two more boys up here. So is he the third overseer? He's generic overseer. Anwin of the Falcon Clan. Hello.
You do not belong in this land. You are not welcome.
Bugger off, Devodiad. We do not like foreigners. Who are you, Devodiad? You do not belong in this land. You are not welcome. She scowls at you. Speak with Catherine and leave me be. She knows what should be done with Devodiad. We boil them into a stew. It is very nice. So there's another overseer. Who do you think you are bullying me about my shipment schedule? The insolence of some folk these days? The third station hasn't sent anything over today, and we can't even get started. If you want to make yourself useful, go find out what's holding them up. Charming, so we're just running errands. We're actually strictly speaking, we're helping the bad guys here. But does that make us a bad guy? Who knows? So there is a chap actually outside the town who has a silver quest ring, which I can't pick up at the minute. That's only because I'm level 70 plus. That's going to be for a level 75 quest for some of the instances that we're going to have at the end of the region. So don't worry about that quest ring just now. Just in case you're wondering why I saw a quest ring. Overseer here. Are you questioning me? Who are you anyway? I haven't seen you round these parts, and you don't look like one of the clansmen. Whoever you are, you can tell the gatekeepers that we will have their shipment ready if the fourth station ever comes through with their promises. I don't know what those sluggards are about, making us wait so long. So basically, yes, there's supply chain problems. So we'll wander over here then. I'm actually completing some quests for the region as well, so we can remove that. So we need to talk to someone just down the bottom here by the stable master, who I believe is Catherine. There we go. The Falcon Clan. So a little old lady. Looks a bit shaky there. I think she needs to sit down. But she's part of the Falcon Clan. So we haven't actually met the Falcon Clan. The Falcon Clan live up here in the mountains of Talmafadras, which we'll be going to next. I think we go there before we go Starkmore, if I remember correctly, and then we end up going back there a bit later as well. She looks you up and down appraisingly. And I've just drawn a mental blank for my fucking accent for these. I'm having to switch between half-orc accent and Dunlanding accent and like normal accent. It's not doing me good. You want to know what is happening in these lands? You are far from home, so far from home. In Galtrev, you must not offend the wrong people. It is dangerous to make enemies here, yes it is. If you seek information, you seek one of these three. Dai, Hulun, or Idval. They will each teach you about these lands. Cool, we can go speak to them three then. So one of the guys we need to go to is the north. That'll be the last overseer. Flint Ironheart of the White Hand. He's pretty ugly. It's a bit like the big bad vampire out of Buffy. That one. So speak to him. I know everything is held up. You don't need to remind me, whoever you are. These lazy fools will work for me here can't seem to do anything right, and I can't punish them fast enough to fix matters. I don't know why our great lord would wish to ally himself with such feeble, incompetent folk. They would be more useful as food for the Uruks than as suppliers and warriors. It looks like you have just volunteered to flog these useless mules until the supply lines are running smoothly again. Okay, so we're going to come and beat up the locals. That's going to make us favourites, isn't it? If the guards sent you here to join the labour force, then you have come to the right place. We are hopelessly behind, as you can see, and blocking the entire day's supply chain. Here is your first task. Go flog, beat and torture the workers until they are productive again. I want them working twice as fast. I want them doubling their production. If they still don't work, kill them and take their place. If you can manage to get them working today, you will likely be welcome to come and go from Galtrev as often as you like. So basically I'm going to be his right hand man. We're helping the bad guys. It's not cool. So we need to help 3 of the locals. So instead of actually beating them up, we're actually going to help them do whatever their job is.
Sun shines, you are welcome here.
This is what happens when you are too generous with people. They borrow all of your nails and never bring any back. I am out of nails, and the work on the siege engine shall never be finished. Would you be able to go find my missing nails for me? I need to finish assembling this, or else I will not receive any rations today. This makes me sad, and it makes me hungry. I did not receive any rations yesterday either, and tomorrow I will likely not be able to get out of bed. I will be very hungry. It is bad. So talk to one.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust the Vodiad.
So many staves. All of these staves you see must be turned into spears. In fact, they should have been turned into spears hours ago. I do not know what to do. Do you know how to craft spears, Vodiad? I would certainly appreciate the help. I worry about what the Overseer will do to me if I fail. So all these spears is just be on the floor around here and around behind us. The nails are all going to be scattered around town. There should be some boxes, like the ones that are up there, but we'll see them in a minute. So if we interact with a wooden staff that's on the floor, we will pick it up, and this will be something that goes into our inventory. So we need to pick up 14 spears and then use the items either on the quest tracker here or from our inventory in order to sharpen them up into actually being a spear rather than just a stick. So we just go around and we'll pick everything up. As you can see, we get the numbers that will appear by the side to indicate how many we've actually got inside our own inventory. And these will be annoying because you have to be facing them in order to actually pick them up. But they should all pretty much be around this camp with the last overseer. So there's going to be a couple underneath the tent. There should be a couple against the siege engine. Yep. There might actually be more than you need as well by the looks of it. So that'll be 11. And we'll come around here. There's actually some nails inside this hut as well. So 12, 13, 14. So I could actually, strictly speaking, go around and pick up more, but there's no point in picking up more because I can't do anything with it. Okay, so the nails are actually loose, but they could be a bit problematic to find if you don't have the floaty names on. So press N to turn on your floaty names. Right, we're just going to interact with all of these, whittle these boys down. Otherwise, we're going to end up going around town looking for floaty names, and we're just going to see loads of wood staffs everywhere. So yeah, I hope you guys have had a chance to actually have a look at the video that I released on Sunday, which is the top 5 regions, which is a brand new, potentially, hopefully, a brand new series. Those videos will take a lot more time to record, to edit. It is a scripted video, so I have to kind of work out what I'm going to say, and I think the script for that one was something ridiculous, like, I don't know, 12 to 14 pages worth of text. So I had to, sit down, record all the videos, go with it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was certainly a lot of fun to make, even if it was very time consuming. It seems to have been very well received anyway, judging by the amount of views and comments and likes on it. So thank you very much for that, guys. And a special thank you goes to the people that have put some rather lengthy comments on the video. I don't know your names off the top of my head. But some of you have given me your top 5s, and it's interesting to read not only what is your top 5 regions in the game, but also what your reasons for why they're your top 5. A lot of you seem to have the same reasons for liking the same regions that I do. Some of you like completely different regions, and that's fine too. As I say, it's just an opinion. So but yeah, it's interesting to see what you guys think as well. Thank you to also the guys that have mentioned as well about some other ideas for top 5 videos in the future. As I mentioned before, I have got a short list of topics that I have worked out before. So whether it's like top 5 weapons, race class combinations, quest lines, NPCs, places in the game, moments in the game, that kind of thing, instances, and so on and so forth. But yeah, if you've got any other ideas, let me know, because it might be something that I'd be interested in doing, and also it might be something that I could turn around a bit quicker, which is also quite nice. So in the meantime, let's talk to Wun.
I have heard the wails of the Kufral in the night.
I cannot believe it, Pendulous. You have put me ahead for today's workload. Thank you. I cannot express the trouble I would have been in had this supply of spears not been delivered to the Overseer. Well, don't deliver them early, because otherwise he'll expect twice as much tomorrow. So, yeah, it's for your own good. So we had to speak to Gaffin, who's up here.
Many foul things dwell in the shadows. I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
Are you a visitor here in Galtrev? I wish I could have seen it before. I wish you could have seen it before, too. It was the greatest village in all of Dunland. Now it is naught but a labour camp for the White Hand. But all the working men have gone, or perhaps they were taken. The old and the women are left to bear heavy burdens. For myself, I cannot even lift the boxes I am supposed to carry. I am much too slow for this, and I am always falling behind. So we need to help him by carrying boxes down to the first worksite's overseer. So that's the guy right down the bottom of the hill at the front of town. So we will need to do that. But first, let's just grab this now that's just sitting on the side here. And we'll grab that box and we'll see if we spot more nails on the way outside anyway. So grab this box. And yeah, not only there's going to be a couple of boxes that we're going to have to take. So hop over this wall, but there's going to be quite a few boxes. I mean, the layout of Galtrev is pretty much a circle around that centre tent over there. So there's some in the centre tent, there's some around. I'll show you guys the town map once we get back inside there, because I don't think it will show. I will show it from out here. So yeah, like the centre tent's here. That's where like your task board, your milestone, your relic masters are. Then you've got like a ring around the outside. You've got this upstairs bit to the east, which is only really used for quests. The farmland's out the northeast gate, and everything else is pretty much around that centre circle. So let's hand in this box. There we go. The package has been delivered to the overseer. We'll pick up the nails that are outside of town on the slopes here. So there's one there, one there. There's two across the way. There's one just down here. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than 15 in total, so don't worry if you miss one. But if you do see one, just try and remember it for when you can actually go over to that location, if you're too busy carrying a box on the way past. So that'll be 7. Now there's going to be some more around these other little huts on the way up the hill, so we can probably get a few more on the way back. So some over here, so that'll be 8 and I think 9. And then we need 6 more. Don't think there's any across the way by Anwen. There we go, so that's 9. So let's mount up them. And we'll head back into town. So 6 more nows. Is there some over here? There is. Almost ran straight past this hut. So that will take us up to 10. So we just need to find 5 more inside town, which should be really easy. So I think we'll do that before we find another box, just because I saw some anyway. So let's just do a quick little lap around Galtrev so you guys know where you are. So we're starting at the south part of town. We've just come in the south gate, so we're going to turn left, which takes us to this central area over here. So this is the main area. Task board is on the eastern side. Inside the hut you've got some supplier NPCs. You've got your Forge and Relic Masters for if you need to do some legendary item stuff. Morn over there is the person you hand in your tasks to once you collect some tasks. Your milestones in the middle there. We've got some missing now, so let's grab the missing now. So carrying around from the south side then. So to the southeast of the circle you have the training hall. But you can go inside, speak to your class NPCs. And outside you've got some training dummies that you can practice doing your combat rotations on. So carrying around clockwise, so on the southern side we've got the local barter NPCs for the 2 factions that exist in this region. So you've got the Men of Dunland, Dunland Quartermaster, and you've also got a Rohirrim Quartermaster, because yes, we're going to start meeting some Rohan people now. And that is for the Riders of Fërdred's Riders, whichever way around it is. And then this dwarf here, Lugdagnir, he's the guy who gives you your armour for the level 75 Dragok instances. But we won't need him for a little while yet. There we go, missing nails. There's a man giving his horse a little wash. Nice little bit of bubbles. He's got a basket of apples as well to keep him happy. But there you go, he's taking good care of his horse. So to the west side, the only thing that's over here really is the bard, if you need to speak to the bard for any reason. A couple of nows. Grab that. That takes us up to 14, so I just need 1 more. Continuing around then, so on the western side you have the auction hall. Now inside the auction hall you also have a bank as well, the vault, in case you need to move stuff to or from your inventory when you're doing the auctioning. These 2 NPCs here, Gwyn and Mabon, they're for the level 75 instance cluster in Isengard, so that's why I can't interact with those guys just now. So moving slightly to the northwest now, we have the barber up here, and that's going to be the last nows that I need. And then to the northwest, we have another indoor area. That's the craft hall there behind Envis. So inside there, you go into one circular hut. You have all of the craft NPCs, everything except the farmers, which are outside to the northeast of town over there. But there's also a second door at the back of that room, and inside there you have all of the guild NPCs for every guild. So Galtrev is a fantastic place once you're able to get here for if you're just going to have someone doing crafting, because you have all the craft NPCs, workbenches, forges, etc. in one room, and then all the guild NPCs for every guild just out the back door basically. So it's a lot more easier access to your guild NPCs than it would be to go to Esteldin for the woodworkers and the jewelers, or go to Mickledelving for the Cooks Guild, Rivendell for the Scholars Guild, etc. Everything's in one place. It makes life a lot easier. So to the north of town we have the skirmish camp, so we've got all the usual skirmish camp NPCs there. To the northeast we have the stable master there, and then going back around, so there's nothing else really. I mean, outside, if you go out to the northeast of the town, there's all the farmlands down there. You've got the expert farmhand NPC to sell you seeds, water, soil, etc. Big slope up the east side of town is only used for questing. There's nothing of interest up there otherwise. It may or may not contribute to some exploration deeds. We'll see. But otherwise, there's nothing really of interest up there, and that's pretty much it really. So Galtrev is pretty small and central. It's nothing too elaborate. Back in the days, it used to be laggy as hell. So instead of calling it Galtrev, we used to call it Lagtrev. These days, it's a lot better. Mainly because there's not so many people in there, because everyone's moved on to higher and later level regions in the game. But yeah, so what do we need to do now? We need to hand in the missing nails to the NPC over here. So hand that into Rianu.
The Ukhwairad requires us to give welcome to the Duvoriad.
So, my nails! So many. I did not even know this many had gone missing. This was surely but a small task for an adventurer like yourself, but you have helped me greatly, Pendulous. So there we go, they're happy. We'll take a second supply box. I think there's 3 in total. I might be wrong. So grab this box. We have to run it all the way down the hill again. So book 4, chapter 4. We have to talk to Diet, Hulan, or Idval. Where are they? They're upstairs in the top side of town, so that's fine. Hand in the boxes, and then we have the block supply change, which is just the wrapper quest to talk to those 3 Dunlandings. And this is the third and final NPC. So this is to take it to the second guy. So this one's over on this hill. Basically just resupplying all 3 of the other overseers camps. So you're starting with the one that's furthest away, then you're doing the one that's slightly closer, and then the last one is literally going to be this one at the top of the hill. So it's not too far. So I think if we just grab that one, and then that's probably a good stopping point for the day. So jump back across. Back over here. Get stuck. So a lot of these NPCs you see are actually going to have proper names, and that's because you will probably end up talking to them at some point. But you have to make friends with the locals. They don't trust you. You're a filthy devodiad, and they don't know if you are, a nice person or not. I mean, they don't even trust each other really, the different clans. So when a foreigner comes in, it's kind of like football allegiances really. Like you support your football team or whatever sports team that you like. You hate your other team, but then when it's like a national team, like the World Cup or something, you support your country, you forget your rivalries with people from the rest of your country or whatever, and you support them to hate the people from another country instead. It's basically like the Dunlandings. They hate each other, but when a foreigner comes in, they all hate the foreigner instead. They can all agree on that much at least. There's actually a 4th box, which has to be to the guard at the west gate. So that is typical. So that's going to take us all the way down to the guy right at the start. But that's definitely the final box. There can't be a 5th box, surely. Otherwise it's going to make me very sad. So grab that box. Try and jump over this wall. Fail to jump over the wall. Try to jump it again. Succeed this time. So someone's riding down there. I don't know what horse that is. Firework steed, by the looks of things. So we'll run this down there. I don't know whether they're trying to look at my cosmetics or something. But they seem to stop as soon as they went straight past me. That usually means someone's stopped to inspect you. Right, so we need to run this all the way down to, what's his name, Tom? Something Tom? Where is he? Ruthless Tom. Presumably he is ruthless then. He's a half-orc, he's never going to be that friendly. So hand that into him. There we go. I have to go speak to Geffen and let him know we're done. But I think we will stop there then, and next episode we will carry on with some questing in Galtrev. So until then, see you guys next time.